Hey again and welcome to the channel, and today we've got a special guest here, Keenan Grace, my go-to person when it comes to investments, stocks, dividends, financial intelligence and all of that stuff I personally know very little about. Keenan is an amazing storyteller, so even if you know like zero about investments and finance, he is the one to go to and to watch his episodes because he makes them seem so simple and so funny and entertaining at the same time. So you might want to check out his channel after our interview. Hi Keenan, thank you so much for agreeing to do this collab with me. I'm excited to have you here, finally.
Hey Olga, thank you for that beautiful intro. My name is Keenan Grace, if I haven't told you already how to pronounce my name. I don't think I've ever said it in a video before. Here we go. On my channel, I try to give you practical information on how to invest and to earn passive income, and also how to stop paying these big giant companies all of your money. And you don't even realize sometimes that that's what you're doing. Check me out, Keenan Grace on YouTube. Let's do it.
Keenan, tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you start building your passive income and what current sources of passive income you have? I wanted to share all of the secrets with us.
I'd like to say I started my passive income journey about 2 years ago. I used Robinhood, an investing app, but Olga told me that it doesn't apply in her country. There are others. M1 Finance, there's also Webull, and there's Robinhood, the one that I use primarily. I use M1 Finance as well. I started about 2 years ago with Robinhood and investing into things that earn money for me. So at first, when I got a career, what I would do was this thing called lifestyle creep. And I have a video about that on my channel, Keenan Grace on YouTube. Now, with lifestyle creep, what you do is you earn more and then you spend more. And let's say you get a raise or get a new job, you earn more and then you spend even more. You're matching your spending to what you earn. Therefore, you never truly feel that comfort of having a financial comfortable situation or some sort of financial freedom, the freedom to do what you want, because all of your money is tied up to bills that you've created. And I was doing that for a long time. And then I realized it's time to start buying things that not only earn money for me, that earns cash for me to spend regularly. So I have a video on dividend investing. A dividend is something that a company pays you either quarterly or monthly for being a shareholder, for owning a tiny piece of their company. For example, if you were to buy Apple stock, the phone company, if you were to buy a share of Apple, they would pay you quarterly depending on how many of their shares that you have. The reason I started on my phone was because of these apps that are coming out, and be sure to check which apps are available in your country, because the apps for investing that are coming out, like Stash and other apps like this, are zero commission apps. Generally, in the past, you had to go to a bank and then they would charge you X amount of dollars just to buy things that will earn you money. And then sometimes you'd spend so much buying the stock and commission that it would take years or multiple years to earn back or to even break even. But with the apps, there's no commission. So if your stock price goes up or you get a dividend payment, you earn money immediately now.
Oh, thank you. And Keenan, do you think that passive income is actually for everyone? Or do you think that not everyone should be doing it? Because like we all know that passive income is not really passive in the beginning. You have to put in a lot of effort, especially in the beginning, but even further along the way, so that these passive income sources actually start generating you some money. So it's like a lot of effort and a lot of time. So do you think that everybody should be doing it, or do you think that it's not like for everyone? So let me know your opinion on this one.
I literally think everyone should start building passive income. And the reason for that is we work so hard for our money all the time, but a lot of us don't know that our money can actually work for us. And it takes time. And like Olga said, it's not always passive in the beginning, because you sort of have to build up a thing. And then that thing can generate money for you. For example, farm owners, owning a farm is a very, very active job. But if you think about it, owning 10 farms for an individual is less active than owning just one. For example, if you were to own 10 farms in different locations, It's impossible for you to work all 10 farms. So perhaps you are the person who owns the farms at the very top, and you have 10 farmers who work for you, who each pay you 20% of what the farm earns. And in that case, you'd earn 200% of what you would normally earn from working at one farm, except you're not working any farms. Or another example of that is, but at a much lower rate, at a much lower yield, you buy a share of a company that you like and use. For example, Johnson & Johnson, a company that provides things like soap and baby items and so on and so forth. You can buy into a company that's tried and true, even like Coca-Cola, and keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. Next thing you know, over years, at first it'll start off slowly. They'll pay you, let's say 10 cents for every share, just a random number so we can keep the numbers even. But you buy shares and buy shares and buy shares at regular intervals for years. And next thing you know, they're paying you enough, and it adds up over time to cover one of the bills that you have that you pay monthly. And now it's as if that bill is being paid by Coca-Cola or Apple or any investment that's paying you a dividend. So I think everyone should invest if the opportunity presents itself.
Oh, that was a great one, Keenan. Thank you. And I must say that I agree completely with you here. And do you have any innovative passive income ideas for 2020 that you plan to implement for your own passive income? So share with us all of your secret strategies.
So I told you the idea about farms and buying multiple farms and having other farmers work those farms for you. But in my area, there aren't too many farms. So what there is though, is there are a lot of properties, multifamily properties. And a strategy that I want to implement is to buy a property, rent out the units in that property, and generally one of the units will pay for all of the bills in the property, and the other unit will be mostly profit. One of the unit pays the bills, the other unit pays me. So I'd be a landlord and have tenants who pay me rent at regular intervals. The trick here though is to not spend the profit that you earn from your rental properties, but save it. So then, instead of having one multifamily home, you have many of them, and all of them pay you a little bit more each month. And this adds up to something that is really lucrative for you and is passive, that at first takes a lot of work. Like Olga said, in the beginning, none of this stuff is passive. But towards later on in life, because we have to remember to play the long game, to look far out into the future and see where we want to be. And even if you love your job, it's always great to have multiple streams of income. In case one well runs dry, you have many others.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And do you perhaps have any advice for beginners, for young entrepreneurs and young investors who are just starting out their journey? Do you have any advice for them? Like what should be their first steps, and if any, that is?
To all my young people watching this, the main piece of advice that I have for you is to start now. One of the wonders of the world is called compound interest. If you start at a very young age and you invest a little bit consistently, you can overtake and have more money later on in life than someone who starts later but invests a lot of money or invests a lot more later on in life. For example, now I didn't do the math on this, but I'll just give you some round numbers. If you start investing $100 a month at age 20 and someone else starts investing $200 a month at age 40, by the time both of you are 60, the person who starts at age 20, I wouldn't even be surprised if they had double the money or even triple the amount of money by the time that they were 60.
That was great. Thank you, Keenan. Thank you so much for sharing all of these tips and all of these secret strategies of yours and all of those advice that you brought to us here today. Thank you so much for participating and for agreeing to this collab. I'm truly excited to have you here. I have been thinking for this like for several months already.
Olga, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. Family, I love y'all. Take care.
We thank Keenan again for being here and for providing all of his amazing advice. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to check out Keenan's channel. He has a lot of amazing stuff here. And yes, he's an amazing storyteller and you would enjoy every second of his episode. So make sure to check out his channel after this one. And let me know if you enjoyed this interview overall. Would you like to hear more about amazing people and amazing sources of passive incomes that you could have? Whether you would like me to do more such interviews, let me know in the comments. And let me know, my question for you is, what was your biggest takeaway from this interview, and whether you want to implement some of the advice that Keenan shared with us. Let me know your opinion in the comments below. What would you like to implement in your own life and in your own business? Let me know all of your takeaways from this interview. Thank you for watching till the very end. Make sure to subscribe if you are new here, and if you're a veteran here, thanks for watching till the very end, Top Gun. I appreciate you coming here every Wednesday, and I will have a new episode for you next week, so make sure to come back and be on time. Bye!